All right. So moving on from Jurassic World, gonna talk about Alita Battle Angel. Um, now 90s. I mean, you watch anime, so have you watched Battle Angel Alita before?
I know nothing about this, man. That
Okay.
caught me off guard. I'm like, one of my friends told me that this anime. I'm like, it's an anime from when? From where? What? It
Gus,
was.
have,
It's an old anime from like the early 80s and 90s that was turned into an anime in like the late 80s. Apparently, that's like James Cameron's all-time favorite anime of all time and inspired him in a lot of different of his movies.
wow.
So he's been trying to make a live action Battle Angel Alita for like years. If I remember correctly, Battle Angel Alita then led to a sequel manga and then made to another spin-off manga.
Mm.
So it's a long line over I think 15 years and like most recent in the 2000s. But then it's basically been done to death. A lot of people have said that there is some influence from Battle Angel, but I have no idea. All I know is that girl, whoever that girl is, the actress who plays it,
Mm.
couldn't have been more spot on for looking similar to the character if they tried.
Because
And it has to be CGI.
Yeah. CGI.
yeah,
Yeah, most definitely.
because the woman that's playing is Rosa Salazar, and she's 32. And she's best known for like she was in the Maze Runner movie. If you ever saw that,
Yeah.
She's-
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, she was in Maze Runner, which I guess you don't really know what she looks like. So I mean, yeah, it'd be pointless. To say, oh yeah, the girl from Maze Runner. I mean, well, I guess it'd be pointless to say that.
Well, there's only one girl.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's only one girl. Yeah, so yeah, it's the girl from Maze Runner.
It's better for me.
Wait, that's the same one.
Yep, that's the same one.
Wasn't she also in Skins?
I was
that
gonna say
British TV show.
yes,
Oh.
she was. And if you're talking about the same person, it is. She was
Skin?
Effie in Skins.
Oh, she.
Yeah,
Oh,
Effie in
okay, I've
Skins.
never seen Skins.
Oh, it was a great show, man. You should
Yeah,
watch it.
no, like because I
Yeah.
couldn't recognize her face,
Mm.
like because it's so I want to say both dolled up and anime-fied.
Yeah. I don't see Skins here on her profile here. I don't see that. Mm. I don't know.
Like the minute she showed up, that was my first thought. Oh, that's Effie from Skins.
I mean, because
That's all I've ever known her as.
I think they should have put a like a disclaimer before the video, because the first beginning of the video, it's like you will be horrified because it opens up with her huge eyes. Like when I first saw this trailer, I jumped back. I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Jesus, let's pull back a little bit." I mean, a lot of the stuff. I mean, what do you think of the decision to have a completely CGI character amongst other live action characters and just it be that one CGI person? Like, do you think that's like what do you think about
Screw it, I guess. Like we have the technology now, we can just make. I mean, she's supposed to be basically fully. She's not supposed to be human, or at least most of her is not human-esque.
that? Mhm.
I think that adds to the, in a weird way, because we have the technology. I think it adds to how uncomfortable and yet kind of innocent that she kind of is.
Mhm.
Where it's like you're not from this planet, you shouldn't kind of exist. You're too perfect to already organize. So how I think it weirdly works if that's what the aim you're going with.
Okay.
But if I could understand if that didn't work out, it would go horribly wrong.
Yeah. So like you were saying, I mean, this is based, I mean, really old manga, and anime from 80s, 90s. And the creator of that manga is Yukito Kishiro. I hope I'm saying that right. Yukito Kishiro. And it's a whole series set in a post-apocalyptic future about a cyborg who lost all her memories and is like found in a garbage heap. And that's when you see like Christoph Waltz, who's the doctor character. He's Dr. Ido, cybernetics doctor. And the thing she uses to like kick all the ass in the trailers, they call it in the manga, I think cyborg martial arts. which I didn't know that was like a Pacific martial
Oh
arts.
yeah, there's apparently there's a whole tournament in the manga where there are other cyborgs against each other, and she's trying to find the person to restore her memories. And I think the sequel manga is she kind of has a lot of her memories back, but they're still kind of missing. And I think at this point, like we're kind of already in most of the apocalypse, and then the side story is about a bunch of orphans dealing with the consequences of the sequel manga. It gets weird.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, not that the idea in itself isn't weird.
yeah, because like so that martial arts style specifically is called Panzerkunst is the name for it. And then a lot of the manga, she's like a bounty hunter, things like that. This looks sort of interesting. I mean, a lot of her design looks a lot like a PlayStation 4, kind of character design. I mean, a very good PlayStation 4 character design, to be fair, but still a kind of like that PlayStation 4 type of look. And you have a lot of big people coming on this movie. You have Jennifer Connelly, you have Mahershala Ali, who he's looking real smooth. Coming out the car, all black, the sun, he's looking real smooth. You got Robert Rodriguez, who's directing it. I mean, this looks like the most interesting thing he's directed in a long time, honestly.
I can see that.
Yeah, you got Christoph Waltz, who's involved in it. Do you think at all there's going to be probably a whitewashing controversy coming to this, since because, I mean, you have Christoph Waltz, who's playing, Cybernetics Doctor, who's Japanese in the manga. Then they get a white guy to cast him. Even here, you have, a Hispanic woman, Rosa Salazar, who's playing what should be an Asian woman playing her. I mean, do you think this will kind of stir up eventually when they,
I think this is handled better than it was in Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
In Death Note, it takes place in Japan. And a lot of what kind of goes on in the inner workings of the series, whether you like it or not, is heavily based on Tokyo police tactics and characters and mythology and other aspects of it. So it's really heavily involved. Alita, we're already in a post-apocalyptic world.
Mm-hmm.
It's never really specified. It's specified we're in Japan somewhere, but you can kind of let that go. There are enough diverse people in it that you could be like, all right, there's a few here and there that are that. But I think, yeah, especially from the Asian Americans, they'll probably be like, well, why weren't we involved in this? And I can understand completely. But I don't think it'll be as loud as it was for like Gods of Egypt or I don't know, man. It just seems like it gets more of a pass because it's science fiction.
I mean,
think it gets more. Go ahead.
I mean, Ghost in the Shell was science fiction too, and I mean,
yeah, but the difference is this one feels more earnest and more crazy.
Okay.
In Ghost in the Shell, you can feel like, all right, they basically let's do Blade Runner before Blade Runner comes out. Let's not try anything else original. Right. Let's not take any of the adaptations from the anime or we'll just take it only on the movie's merits. And I'm gonna be honest, it's because it was Scarlett Johansson mostly, and it's not that she did an awful job or even anything else. It's just because it was Scarlett Johansson in the main seat.
Okay. So how do you all like the action of it? Like, because it looks like, I think it's cyborg on cyborg crime here going on. Like, I mean, I think that looks kind of good. But do you think her being a CGI character, that her doing all these action scenes, do you think it'll just come off as, oh, this looks like a video game? A lot of it.
I think it already does. I think this would make a great PS4 game.
Pretty much, yeah. I do want to comment on one part. As far as like the realism of it all, I kept looking at the scene over and over. She was about to get like choked out by one guy. Yeah. He's like got his arm on her, and she just moves so fast. Like it's like a split second, like half of a second. I tried to look at it.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. She the dude is Ed Securin. He was the villain in Deadpool, and he plays one of the cybernetic guys here. That's a good thing. He tries to grab her, and then she smashes his head on the ground.
Well, no, she didn't smash his head on the ground. She grabbed his jugular vein, I think.
Yeah, and on the table. Yeah, and smashed his head on the table. Yeah, I was like, wow,
that was fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good scene. He tries to grab her, and then she smashes his head on the ground.
Well, no, she didn't smash his head on the ground. She grabbed his jugular vein, I think.
Yeah, and on the
robotic.
table. Yeah, and smashed his head on the table. Yeah, I was like, wow.
That was fucking great.
Yeah, that was actually
Yeah,
good.
with
That was actually really
I think
good.
that's the song. Something that I think is interesting is that she's so small
Mhm.
and should be completely out of her league, but somehow she's able to take on. Somehow she's able to take on this huge guy, and just in a quick movement, bam, with ridiculous force for such a quick amount of speed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like this, I don't know, man. This trailer looks crazy. The idea is odd, but the CGI isn't bad at all. So, and that's a bonus. I don't know how it'll feel about the whitewashing angle. Honestly, is one of the times why I wish we had a little, maybe a little bit more diverse cast. Maybe we could get an Asian person's opinion on that.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
uh, I don't know how to speak for it. But for me, I'm okay with it more on the fact that you already have enough other people in it in the roles. You do have a Hispanic woman. We do see other characters in it, but I
Yeah.
can understand how the major roles being white would bother a lot of people, the same way that it bothered them for Ghost in the Shell and other adaptations.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't
And
know. But as far as getting her as close to look like her counterpart in the manga,
mhm.
you couldn't come any closer.
That is very true. Yeah, when you actually do a side by side comparison, it does look a lot like her. I'm looking at the cast list here. So you got Rosa Salazar as the title character, you got Christoph Waltz, like I said, Jennifer Connelly, Mahershala Ali, Ed Sheeran, Jackie Earle Haley. He's also going to be in it in an undefined role. You got Michelle Rodriguez as Glinda. They say that's a regular Robert Rodriguez player. They actually have a Vietnamese actress in this. Her name is Lana Condor. She was Jubilee in X-Men Apocalypse, if anybody's ever seen it.
I haven't seen it, but I do remember her.
Yeah, so, I mean, they actually have a Vietnamese actress here. They have,
It's gonna flop hard, this movie, though.
I don't know. I mean, it may be, I mean, you got James Cameron behind it. You know, I mean, everything he touches turns to gold, so you never know.
I mean,
This might be the one. I think, yes, with the backing of Cameron, I think it'll get a better shot than it almost ever deserved.
Mhm.
And he does seem genuinely interested in telling this story. And if there's ever a bigger fan of Battle Angel Alita, you'll not find, aside from James Cameron. Like, he loves that series to death. So kudos for him for finally getting around to getting it done and done so well.
Mhm.
But I don't know, man. Adaptations are tricky.
yeah.
You don't know exactly how they're going to go, even when you're making it, and you're not going to see how the populace is feeling at the time. If it turns out really well, awesome. I want there to be successful science fiction movies. I want more of them. I wanted Blade Runner 2049 to be more financially successful than it was. But I also have to remember that the original one was not financially successful when it first came out. It became a cult classic. So, it's mixed. I think we'll get a bigger positive when it goes worldwide than it will in the States. I'm predicting that.
Mm.
I think she's not as like, I think people will be interested and they'll go, and maybe word of mouth will spread it, hopefully. But I think the only way it might be salvaged is by being overseas.
Mm. Okay.
That's just my prediction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. But that's just from what I see in the trailers. It's a little too early to tell, but that's my prediction, and and you can call me on it when we get to the review of it eventually, because one of us is gonna see it. It's probably gonna be 90s.
Mm.
So,
Well-
but oh man, I feel bad. I feel bad for 90s a little bit. Couldn't have had a Asian woman in the main role.
Yeah. And this is coming out July. So that's what's coming out July.
Really, of next year?
Yeah, I would assume so. Next year, it just says July.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, this looks interesting. I'll definitely. I mean, I like to see more from this coming in the future. Let's see more. Hello, thanks for checking out our content. If you liked it, let us know, and if you didn't, let us know that as well. If you want to see more content, we post every Saturday on SoundCloud and YouTube at The Afternoon Tune. You can also find us through various social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all one word at The Afternoon Tune. And if you don't deal with any of that social media stuff, you can also find us through our email at theafternoontune@gmail.com. And don't forget